So as we continue with our tips and tricks segments, it's going to be about tips and tricks on how I study. So I have a variety of ways in how I study. It's either I use Quizlet, or I go out for my notes, or even to getting a good night's sleep and even listening to music while I study. So I'm gonna break it down to the specifics a little bit more. That way it's an encouragement for you to put that into practice, and hopefully it can help you out as well in preparing for a test and how to better be organized with just your schoolwork. So the first topic I'm going to be talking about is simply taking notes. However, notes are very important to have them organized in sections, also like in highlighting and all that sort of stuff. And you just break down your sheet to the best of your comfort. I like to keep them organized, to keep them by sections. I like doing bullet points. And honestly, it's golden for me. I'm using a very useful software, and that software is called Microsoft Onenote. You have the ability to create your own notebooks. You can be customizing your own sheets. And within those notebooks, you'll be able to create your own sections. And with those sections, it gives you so much better organization in where to put your notes in order for you to just match the content in which you're learning. That way your notes are not all over the place. You can customize anything. That way you're comfortable with your notes and be able to study to the best of your ability. The topic that I'm going to be talking about now is the way I use Quizlet. It's such a useful software for my study routine. I'm just a big fan of the way I can customize the flashcards. And it's very easy to input everything. It's just a very flexible routine and such a quick setup. And for me personally, after a round of reviewing the flashcards and everything, and I feel ready to take a practice test, that's available for you and me. Practice test is the best thing you can do. That way, you have an idea in the back of your mind. I also like the way how the student community circles around Quizlet. There are many other students that collaborate with the community. They share their flashcard sets, and it's open for other students to use. And honestly, all those other terms are even ready to go for you. At times, when you want to search through the dashboard, the exam that you want to study for is sometimes not there. Pretty much almost about everything is there for you. However, there are times where you do have to be creating your own sets. Next topic is study groups. Getting together with people is a good way to be able to collaborate with each other. That way you're able to share notes or other things that maybe you're missing out of a lecture. And personally, from my experience, there are times in which I don't understand certain terms or other certain topics in which the professor mentions, and I'm always asking my classmates for help. That's another tip that I want to jump into. Ask questions. Please continue to ask questions. Do not be embarrassed about it. And there are many students who are openly willing to help you. Even if it's not a student, ask your professor, schedule office hours. And it's helped me so much because the more questions that I ask, the better I get in depth in what I want to understand. Because I remember someone giving me that advice to just keep asking questions. So the next topic that I'm going to get into is to understand how you study. Ask yourself how you learn best. Because personally for me, I'm a visual learner. Because it just gives me a better idea in what I'm supposed to do. I watch videos or I see pictures or some other type of visualization that's going to help me. What type of learner are you? That way you can enhance that to a better study habit. Another tip that I want to leave you with is be aware of your environment, especially right now that we're in this home situation. What is your best spot at home for you to study and to do your homework and to be in lectures? Because I know it's really, really hard to limit distractions in this home environment. I'm going to be describing my mindset more on that idea. So personally for me, I do favor at times to do my homework in my room. However, there are times in which I just start to feel tired, and then what if I take a nap? I'm in my room, I'm laying in bed, and that's really a huge factor that I want to avoid. So I get out of the room. I'm either in the living room or right now where I'm currently sitting down and where I tune into my lectures, where I do most of my homework. And this place is the best for me to just be doing my schoolwork. I like studying here. However, at times when the volume levels are too high downstairs, then of course I go upstairs and just be in my room to study. And the last tip that I'm going to mention, it's gonna sound vague, but have a good night's sleep. As I've heard from a lot of people, after you study, make sure you sleep because that's when your information processes and stores. And make sure and try to get 8 hours of sleep. And also try to practice better eating habits. I understand that we're very used to that fast food culture because we're so busy, we just like to go out and get something quickly. So maybe try waking up early and make your own breakfast. Or try to meal prep, that way you have something prepared throughout the day. One thing is that I like making my own natural juices. It's just so many recipes that there is for either fruit or vegetable juices, or even fruit and vegetable combined. Consuming heavy foods and like greasy foods just doesn't work, and I feel very fatigued after I eat those type of foods. So I hope that you were able to enjoy hearing me out on some tips on how I study, and I encourage you to have kind of like a self-checkup and what you need to change and the direction that you're taking for better improvement. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to sharing more with you.